It's no secret that YouTube isn't the biggest fan of my content. In fact, the past 2 videos I made on this channel both got limited ads, in spite of being completely under the advertiser-friendly guidelines. YouTube doesn't seem to want to support me, but companies like Opera GX do. That's why I have to thank them for being today's sponsor. Opera GX is unironically the only browser I use day to day. Opera GX is a special version of the Opera browser that most people know and love, made specifically for the gamers. And if you need it on the go, there's also a mobile version, which can be connected to the desktop version, allowing you to link them and use them seamlessly. If you want the mobile version, you can actually download it with the QR code on screen right now. But for those who are really interested in the PC version, now that I've brought it up to you, let me tell you a little bit more about it. Opera GX features some of the most interesting features I've ever seen in a browser. The first of which is their sidebar, which honestly, I use day to day pretty frequently. Through their sidebar, you can link all of your social media platforms, including Discord, TikTok, Twitch, so that you can seamlessly switch between social media platforms while browsing right there on the sidebar and stay logged in, giving you notifications for the platforms you use and allowing you to have quick access to them without installing them or keeping them in a separate tab. But that's not all the sidebar does, as the sidebar also features the GX player that allows you to keep all of your favorite streaming services all in one place. You can log into Spotify, Apple Music, or YouTube Music right there in the sidebar and pop them out and use them at any time without having to keep them in a separate tab. Whenever you start streaming a video or audio in one of your tabs, the sidebar will intelligently pause whatever you were listening to while you watch the video in your browser, and then as soon as that video is over, it will go right back to streaming your music without you having to lift a finger. Honestly, I use this pretty much day to day. It allows me to keep up with all of my favorite musicians, and even as I'm saying this, I can listen to music with it. But if you're like me, you're probably a big fan of customization, so I think that should be the next thing I talk to you about. Opera GX has multiple accents that are inspired by neon lights and how they glow in the dark. With these accents, themes, wallpapers, and colors, you can make this browser your own, customizing it in literally any way you see fit, just like I have. Though, you'd probably already know that if you've seen any of my streams before. Though I think I should tell you about my secret favorite feature, the GX Corner. Through Opera's GX Corner, you can stay up to date with free games. Opera actively searches and selects free games personally, meaning you can actually find some real gems in here. And alongside that, you can get some of the best deals, the best new releases, and breaking game news all in one place. And if you, like me, don't have much time to check when games are releasing, you can easily switch between platforms and also see the upcoming game releases in a release calendar. So if you'd like to support Opera GX in the same way they've supported me and check out, in my opinion, the best browser out right now, click the link down below in the description to go support them. And with that being said, thank you to Opera GX for supporting my content and sponsoring this video. And with that, let's get back to your regularly scheduled program. Picture this. A few weeks ago, I saw a topic on Twitter. As you know, that platform is the most crazy thing to ever exist, and I thought this might be interesting for a video and considered making one. At that point, I did not know that I was going to get very busy and not be able to, and by the time it came around, I was like, it's simply too late for the subject, and I don't really feel like I have enough to add now other people have made videos on it. So I didn't. Then a few weeks later, I'm straight up dying, okay? I'm in bed, I feel the sickest I felt in forever, I feel worse than a smoker's lung after 10 years. I am dying over here, okay? I've been stabbed somewhere. I don't know what happened, but bro, I was gone, okay? And in that moment, I was scrolling Twitter because what else is there to do when you literally feel like your head is going to explode? Other than make a Chainsaw Man reference in the sink, but you know, we wouldn't talk about that. The answer, obviously scroll Twitter, and then I realized something. That person who all this drama was about, that person who deleted their social media and I thought would probably never come back after all of that, crazily enough, has been reported as back on Twitter again, trying to gather this career back that he burned overnight. And I decide, you know, maybe it won't be the most popular video I've ever made, but I ain't really been eating good this month. I haven't really made any videos, so fuck it. Let's talk about Tostify, the VTuber who somehow managed to lose it all over, crazily enough, using AI artwork. Something I never thought I would say, and without context, something that's probably got your interest piqued. So, this story definitely won't blow your house down, but regardless, let me tell you a tale of trials, tribulations, and one VTuber who just didn't know when their luck was running out. But yeah, to preface this, before I get a bunch of comments crying about how sad it is to lose their favorite hero, yeah, I'm still sick, and you can hear it. You're gonna be able to hear it in this video. I've got a cup of tea with me here, so Hopefully my throat clears up to the latter end. I didn't really want to record in this state, which is why I kept delaying this video, but I literally can't delay it anymore. There is a contract that says I can't, so here we are. Let's get into it. Tostify, or Tostify, for lack of better words, is what I'd call a Twitter celebrity. Someone who mostly has a following from their tweets and their Twitter platform, but isn't really well known outside of it. Not in an insulting way, but more a curious way. Like, how did they build up this Twitter following? Merely because, personally, I'd really like to know. You know, if you have any advice in the comments, you could tell me. But until his cancellation, he was surprisingly well known in this community, and to this day, he's still followed by members of Niji Sanji, the official VTuber group themselves. A couple of months ago, he would average a couple hundred likes on every tweet. He would engage with a lot of notable followers on this account, and nothing really seemed to be out of the ordinary. He was just a streamer who used a VTuber model, played some games like everybody else, and posted every so often with a tweet. But behind the scenes, some issues were bubbling, and the first of which that would be brought to people's attention is his involvement with AI artwork. Now let's get this straight. I knew making a video like this, I wouldn't really be able to avoid the topic of AI artwork, so I want to start this video with a general expression of my opinion on AI artwork. Personally, I'm not an artist and will never be an artist, not for digital art at least, or physical art. I'm always going to be a YouTuber content creator first. So saying that, I'm never going to have to rely on art as a job or anything else, and as such, I can't attest to what it could be like if AI artwork was to become a popularized medium or an efficient medium. But to say the least, technology like this will never be able to beat real creativity and talent. At the end of the day, it's a machine that's trying to learn off of someone else's work, and I think it's comparable to that of a top 5 video or an auto-generated Cocomelon type video. They resemble an art piece, but they're never going to be exactly what you're looking for. And I think under certain use cases, AI can be helpful for inspiration for art, for example, or for reference images for something you're trying to draw. I think it can be helpful. And if you're not using it for profit, like selling it, I don't really give a shit if you use it, because at the end of the day, it's technology that's not going to disappear. So the sooner we acknowledge that it's here and set up a common understanding for whether it's acceptable or not to do certain things with it, I think the better. But in a situation like this, I do have an issue. And that's because on October the 14th, 2022, Tostify tweeted, quote, "AI artwork is cool, but cringe if you try and play it off as actual art." An acceptable take that, honestly, I don't think is too bad. The problem is what Tostify did next. On October the 16th, 2022, he tweeted, "Somewhere in an alternate universe where Tostify is a female VTuber, with a female version of his VTuber character." When asked for the artist behind this piece, Tostify claimed they didn't have a Twitter as he commissioned them on Skeb. This should already be ringing red flags, mainly because to use Skeb, you have to have a Twitter account. So, you know, not a great start. But very quickly after, people started to notice that maybe this art piece wasn't the most accurate. Specifically, the hands looked really weird. Like AI artwork weird as in they didn't look like they were drawn by a person, and the eyes had completely inconsistent shapes. There was something wrong here. Very quickly after, people would start pointing this out and criticizing Tostify for using AI artwork. Sun, another VTuber, would post, "I hope I'm not misunderstanding anything here," with a screenshot circling a few details they'd noticed that were simply wrong in the image. One eye was off textured, one hand looked really freaky weird, and one of the knees just didn't look right at all. And soon after, Tostify would delete his response to the person who asked him who drew this art piece, the one where he said that it was off of Skeb. Around this time, he would also start hiding comments asking whether this was AI art, and suddenly it started to become pretty clear that something was very wrong here. This art probably wasn't drawn by a real person, and in spite of that, he'd gone against his own morals when 2 days ago he'd posted, "AI art is cool, but cringe if you try pass it off as real art." The hypocrisy was pretty wild. Soon after people started becoming very aware that this was obviously AI artwork, he would post a twit longer where he said, "I got curious about AI art and decided to make some for myself just for fun. And one of them came out really cute, so I decided to upload it. Once I was called out, I panicked and decided to lie about it, which was my biggest mistake. Since I publicly lied, I felt pressured to continue the lies, but that was stupid of me. Sorry to everyone I disappointed in the community, and I promise to be better in the future." And honestly, pretty acceptable response if this was the only thing he'd ever done. It was a bad mistake, he'd gone against his morals, and he'd stood by a lie because he simply couldn't admit that he was lying to his audience. The pressure was too much. But the problem is, this isn't the only issue with Tostify. Soon after, VTuber Vienna from Cloud9, a very successful VTuber, would post, "This guy was pretending to be in Cloud9 last year, and he got really upset when I posted a tweet joking about how he didn't even know how to properly write our name. He's a bit sus for sure." Last year, Tostify was pretending to be part of Cloud9 and using it to farm followers on Twitter. Not a good look, and it seems like this guy's been lying to his audience for quite a while. VTuber Bao would then tune in saying, "The way people tried calling you out for bullying when my man straight up bought a verified account, openly botted, follow botted, traced emotes, then lost the verified account." With Vienna following up, "The way all his emotes are traced from me, you and Shy Lily, Lamau." With Sense then following up to Vienna, "He has one of my emotes traced too, lol. Don't forget about how he had like 20k followers before he even made any content, Lamau. Weird, crazy, nutty marketing, aha." With a screenshot showing a bunch of the emotes from Tostify and a bunch of the emotes from other VTubers, very clearly traced, which once again isn't a good look. And when multiple large creators in the VTuber scene start bringing attention to the fact that your following seems less than authentic and you've been follow and unfollow spamming people to garner follows in the first place, suddenly it brings into question how much of a content creator you are, cheating his way to the top instead of actually working to get there like so many other people, which doesn't look great to your audience and definitely doesn't make you popular with other creators. Once again, this wasn't the only thing though, as soon after, Kenji, another VTuber, would come out and go straight for the throat. I mean, he cut this man clean in half. Kenji would tweet, "That motherfucker Tostify had a fake hate DM saying, quote, 'You won't blow up like Kenji and you'll ate that shit up.' And he was laughing on stream about me getting hate on it. Fuck out of here," with a screenshot attached showing a Tostify tweet. This tweet reads, "Was having a good day until this happened," with an attached screenshot from a censored person who DM'd him, who said, "You're actually garbage. Your content is garbage. Your personality is garbage. Just stop trying to become a VTuber. You won't blow up like Kenji. You won't make it anywhere. Just quit and get off this fucking platform, dumbass." With Kenji saying back in March, it's clearly fake. Seems like for quite a while now, this guy has been getting on a lot of VTubers' nerves, and Chibidoki is also one of those people, as they would then respond to Kenji saying, "I had a bad experience with him too, but I was too shy to unfollow. I'm really sorry you got hated." Following all of this controversy, Tostify would quit being a VTuber, tweeting, "Actually, I think I'm gonna skip out on the graduation stream and just call it a day here. Thanks everyone for all the fun memories. Sadly, we didn't get to meet some of the goals we set out to, maybe in another lifetime. Make sure to chase your dreams, Tostify." And then he would go private on Twitter, with another VTuber quote retweeting saying, "Chase your dreams, my final message, goodbye." With Tostify's entire account being deleted very soon after. You might think that this is where the story ends. Obviously, it's not. Tostify, everyone's favorite AI art VTuber, returned to Twitter a few weeks later, tweeting, "Wait, Elon Musk owns Twitter now?" And then following up with, "Good morning, everyone." Now this was back November 3rd, and to this day, Tostify is back. Tweeting in following days, "Guess who's back? Back again? Toasty's back. Tell a friend." Soon after though, he would once again find himself in controversy for purchasing Twitter Blue to get his verified tick, with him saying the iconic quote, "Get good, also get $8. This guy clearly doesn't know when to hack it up and quit or grovel and ask for forgiveness, instead of taunting people and immediately, upon returning to Twitter, insulting people and shit-talking people who don't have Twitter Blue. Personally, I wouldn't really give a fuck if you had Twitter Blue. That platform fucking sucks anyway. I don't give a shit what you do with your money. But when you start shit-talking people who question you in it, you know, man, like, come on. You should know better. You literally just got out of drama. How can you make yourself the target again? It's funny to see a few days later him posting, "I know my past actions were scummy, but I turned over a new leaf. I know a lot of people will still be on the edge around me, and I completely understand that. I hope my future actions can make up for my past." When it's clear, this dude hasn't and never will learn anything. He's been making these mistakes repetitively forever now, and it doesn't seem like he's ever acknowledged wrongdoing once. Okamin would follow up though, clearly showing Tostify hadn't learned, saying he returned 2 weeks after his graduation and claimed to have changed. This is what he did to show his sincerity. He deleted all his apologies and blocked everyone who held him accountable in the past. This dude just doesn't learn when to quit. They would follow up saying, "I think Tostify is the best example of someone not learning when it comes to handling public backlash. Creators begging you all to simply own up to a mistake and learn from it. If you want to prove you've changed, your actions will show it." Since then, we really haven't seen much from Tostify outside of a few tweets where he would troll, in heavy quotes, other VTubers, saying, "Did my fucking cat make the news? I'm dead," and then showing a screenshot of a false ID video talking about Tostify, but censoring his face, which is just, how fucking petty could you be? And also apparent news that Tostify was attempting to go corporate, with false ID tweeting in reply to him, "Hey man, thanks for unblocking me. Now that I can actually message you, do you mind explaining why you're DMing agency VTubers about applications? You going corporate?" And then another screenshot of Tostify blocking him very soon after once again. With that being said, this is an interesting story, but I'm pretty late to it, so who knows how this video will do. If you're new to the channel, make sure to click subscribe. Check out our sponsor of today's video, Opera GX. I really appreciate them reaching out. And with that being said, I'll see you next time. Peace.
Says she wanna rock with a nigga like me. I'm a stylish guy. Spend a little guap with a nigga like me. We can catch a fly. Says she wanna rock with a nigga like me.